Look, it's a very complex issue. When we were in the task force just after July the 7th, working on the profiles on the people who were involved in the terrorist attacks in London, there's something which is quite interesting in their profiles. And if you come to read and to compare the people who were involved in London, in Madrid, in the States, in fact, they are not dealing with social marginalization or disintegration or not sufficient integration. 5 features mainly. The first one is that they were well educated. Second, not so long practicing Muslims, very recently, or even, for 2 weeks and 3 weeks, few months. Second is that they were very westernized. So they were intellectually integrated, culturally integrated, being part of the society at the same time in their society, and also very intelligent, clever, not living on and having good jobs for many of them. So at one point there is something which is a kind of fracture, and here there is something which is they had all this dimension of integration, social integration, cultural integration, intellectual integration, but there is something which was missing. And you get this, and this is the common point, 5 features, and they were meeting in gyms, not in mosques, so they were not integrated in the Muslim community. So there is one feature which is the same everywhere. It's the psyche. It's us versus them. I'm going to kill you if you kill my people. So they were born and raised in Britain, but without the sense of belonging. And when it comes to this, they have all this kind of integration, but one was missing, the psychological integration that you feel at home. And here, there is something which is a shared responsibility. When you have a kid who is going astray, you don't blame the father or the mother. Both are equally responsible. And these kids, these children, are the kids of the British society or the Western society, and at the same time the Muslim community. So we have to be very strict on what should be done within the Muslim communities as to a reform of Islamic education, the way we value the culture, the environment, the fact that we are in this society, that we are building bridges, and that we are part of this society, and we are not only, under siege and protecting on the defensive and having an identity which is a self-segregated, constructed identity. On the other side, the society should be more inclusive. What do we say, for example, in new curriculum in the States, but also here in Europe? How much are we inclusive in the way we value the presence of the Muslims? Now, the parents, they came to build the country, they build America, they build Europe, and we still are talking about them to be integrated, and they have to integrate, saying nothing about their memories, not giving value to their past, saying our past is Greek and Christian and nothing else. I think that this is really problematic. So more inclusiveness, at the same time social justice, and not to confuse the social problems with as I said, the religious problems. All this is also, we need politicians knowing better their society and not using fears to build policies or security policies. And this is the problem. You know what you need? We need all together courageous politicians being able to challenge their citizens and to say, don't be scared, don't be afraid, we can do something together, and to be more inclusive, just to give this sense of belonging, that we give value, that we are not only asking the people to integrate, but we value their contribution, and not only in a soccer field, as for example what I call the Zidane syndrome. Nobody is asking him where does he come from, because he's giving something to the French team. And I think that sometimes we are not seeing what the people are giving us, and we keep on saying you have to integrate without giving them other value.